Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2015 State of the County Address. My name is Sandra Peebles, and I want you to hear that loud and clear. Thank you. Really, I'm just trying to get everyone to sit down, and let's begin with our program. I'm a reporter for Univision 23 WLTV, and I'm honored to be your mistress of ceremonies this morning here at the Modesto-Meydique campus at Florida International University, where I am a proud alumni and graduate of the School of Communications. Me da mucha honra haberme graduado de la Universidad Internacional de la Florida, and I'm so happy to see so many of your faces. We have been together for so many years. Let me call on those who are standing. The mayor and Stephen Bovo. Stephen Bovo I've been covering since he was a Hialeah councilman. So many of you, so many faces that are familiar. And who would have ever thought, Terry, as a student here at the Florida International University, I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted by the talking. Yeah, guys, just give me a minute because I just want to share this little story about myself, just real quick. As a student at FIU, I graduated in 1990. I started off as a political science major. I never thought that I would be here today. This feels like I'm living in the future of my own life. I never thought this university would become what it has become. The campus physically is beyond belief, and the prestige that it has received on a national level, having the president visit this campus yesterday, really puts it on another level. I am so proud to be a graduate of this university, and each year, my degree is worth more because of everything that this university is doing, so I'm very, very proud of that. And so happy to be here with so many of you that I've known for so many years, building a community together. All of you are really leaders, each and every one, and we're making Miami-Dade County stronger every day. And as I say, this is the future of my life, we're working on the future of our lives and for other generations to come. So let's start by giving a round of applause for the string quartet from FIU students, Caroline Buse, Renata Garcia, Pearl Fuentes, and Stephanie James, who have been performing for us this morning. Elected officials, distinguished guests and residents, thank you for attending the 2015 State of the County Address. It is my pleasure to introduce not only an impressive lineup of participants, but today's keynote speaker, Miami-Dade County Mayor Carlos Gimenez. And for those of you who want to participate in the conversation on social media, don't forget to hashtag SOTC Miami-Dade on Twitter and on Facebook. Y para los que en español, si quieren comunicarse en las redes sociales, pueden hacerlo utilizando el hashtag SOTC, State of the County, Miami-Dade, para que todo el mundo se entere sus impresiones y sus opiniones sobre lo que escuchan aquí hoy. Now, please rise for the presentation of colors by the Combined Honor Guard. Now for the singing of the national anthem, Monique Galvo.
Honor guard, raise it, halt!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed watched a twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. On the rockets regally, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say the Death Star-Spangled Banner yet wave. Oh, the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
And now to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Juanita Olivo and the children from Dr. Carlos Vilay Elementary School.
Honor guard. Present. Push.
Please join me in pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Out.
Now the combined honor guard will post the colors.
Honor guard. Forward. Push. Left. Hail, boy. Hail, boy. Boy. Mark time. Mark. Detail. Halt. Ready. Face. Post. Colors. Present. Arms.
The honor guard will now retire.
Order. Arms. Ready. Face. Forward. March.
Please remain standing while Father Somarriba and Rabbi Rosenberg deliver the invocation.
Almighty God, we come to honor you this day. We come to acknowledge that you are the only one who can rightly lead and guide our county. Lord, we lift up our prayer for our county. We ask that you bless our county with your wisdom, your love, and your compassion. May we be a people who are pursuing you and your plans for us individually and as a community. Lord, we lift up our prayers for our leaders. Lord, we ask for blessings on our leaders. May these servants who are in position of authority take that responsibility seriously and do their best each day. May they realize their need for you and for your direction. May they hear your voice as they make their decisions, and may they follow your guidance. May they have a compassion for people, for truth, and for righteousness. Lord, we lift up our prayers for our troops too, our law enforcement agencies. Lord, we ask for blessings on our servicemen and women. We ask protection for all our men and women in uniform, both here and around the world. We are grateful for their service and their dedication to keeping our nation safe. We pray that you will keep them safe. We thank you for our blessings of life and liberty. May our county continually show love and honor to you. May our dedication to you cause us to reach out to all peoples, especially the poor, with a strong sense of desire for peace and harmony to be displayed whenever possible. And we ask all these things in your name and in the name of your beloved Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Dear merciful God, it is with a humble heart and strong conviction that we beseech your blessings and kindness. We ask for the blessings reserved for those who are courageous, because the leaders of this great county are indeed courageous. They are the ones who look forward when others look backwards. They are the ones who provide the light of possibilities for those who only see the impossibilities. They are the ones who stand up when others stand down. Dear God, we ask for the blessings bestowed on the humble, because the humble servants of this great county wear the uniforms of ordinary men and women and yet perform extraordinary deeds. The ones who speak for the speechless, who shine the lamp of hope for the hopeless, and who bring faith and a great and bountiful future through great and bountiful deeds. Dear God, we ask that you bless our great mayor with fortitude, resilience, and determination to continue his mission of building a greater, prouder, prosperous county. And may he be blessed with success and inner achievement. Lastly, dear God, we ask that you bestow kindness and contentment to the citizens of this great county, that they rejoice in the accomplishments of their endeavors and grow in fruitful plains of faith and fortitude. With gratitude for your blessings and continued benevolence, let us say amen.
Please be seated. Today's welcoming remarks will be delivered by County Commissioner Juan Carlos Zapata. As a Commissioner of District 11, where we are today, he represents the west end of our county. Estamos en el Distrito 11, representado por el Comisionado Juan Carlos Zapata, quien nos dará la bienvenida hoy. And we would like to welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Commissioner Juan Carlos Zapata.
Good morning. I'm glad I didn't fall like Madonna did last night. That was, I saw that and it was kind of scary. She's in much better shape than I am. So, Mayor Gimenez, fellow commissioners, President Rosenberg, dedicated staff, members of the administration, honored guests, and fellow residents, welcome. My name is Juan Carlos Zapata, and I represent County Commission District 11 in the West End, as we like to call it, that area west of the Turnpike. And it was interesting because I always try to find unique and interesting things to say about the West End. It's a little challenging sometimes. But you know, speaking before we came in to Commissioner Bovo, believe it or not, the high school and the middle school that have the highest number of current serving county commissioners is in the West End. Commissioner Bovo and I both attended W.R. Thomas Middle School. It was an interesting middle school. It actually had a student parking lot, which is a little scary. And then we both attended Sunset High School. Yeah, I could tell an interesting story. I remember the 7th grade. I arrived here halfway through 7th grade, and the last day of school, we actually had to be released class by class, and the SWAT team was there. And I remember thinking that was incredibly odd. Why would the SWAT team be at a school and each classroom had to be released one by one? And I remember getting home, telling my mom, Mom, I thought we left Columbia because Columbia was a dangerous place. This never happened there. But I could tell you that the school now is an incredible school, has an incredible principal, and it's achieving great things, and it has some great graduates. We also have a former congressman and another, David Rivera, and also a former state representative, J.C. Plana. So a lot of good things happened out there. We're just not, an area of traffic and pythons. We have some exciting things, and we have some great soccer out there. So we're grateful to have this university. I'm grateful for the voters who have given me the opportunity to represent them. And today I have the distinct honor of introducing Florida International University President Mark Rosenberg, who has been gracious enough to host this year's State of the County address. I'm humbled to have the opportunity to speak here today. And I must say that I'm a very happy and proud FIU alumni. My alma mater was selected as the location for this year's State of the County address, and it is at a crossroads of not only 3 county commission districts, Senator Soto, Commissioner Diaz, and myself, but also at a crossroad in its future. As we gather today to talk about our county's future, it is only fitting that we do so at one of the county's major regional institutions here at FIU, in the heart of western Miami-Dade County. I would like to take a moment to emphasize that every corner of this county is important to our collective well-being. Every part of this county matters. That's why the future and success of this great university is something that matters to all of us, because this university touches every corner of this community. Miami-Dade County and FIU both share an extremely diverse community. We have a Cuban mayor of Miami-Dade County. We have an Anglo University president and a Haitian American who's the chairman of the Board of County Commissioners. Miami-Dade County's population is mainly comprised of minorities, which is reflected in this great institution. Last year's graduating class was made up of over 80% minorities, in a country where only less than 20% of minorities have a college degree. As our community grows and evolves, so does FIU, and now is the time to build the FIU of the future. Let's force ourselves to look beyond tomorrow and think long-term. Let's connect the dots and ensure a better Miami-Dade County for generations to come. Let me share some interesting and impressive facts about FIU. According to a county study that was performed, I believe, over a year ago, FIU contributes over $750 million a year to our economy. It has hired 1,541 new employees in the last 2 years. There's a 30% increase in African American enrollment. 77% of our graduates get jobs upon graduation. FIU graduates get the highest paying jobs after graduation compared to other state universities. 35% increase in STEM enrollment. 2,000 STEM degrees awarded last year. FIU is the highest producer of Hispanic STEM graduates in the United States. FIU awards the most number of degrees to Hispanics in the nation, and it has 6,000 dual enrollment students, which is highest in the state. FIU is a place where dreams become reality. From an open airfield, and I have a picture of it in my office, if you ever want to see it, it's quite an interesting picture of when this place was dedicated. But from an open airfield to a world-class research university serving 54,000 students. Those are 54,000 stories, 54,000 opportunities, and 54,000 successes for this community. And we can claim each of them as our very own. They are our family members, our neighbors, our constituents, and our friends. When I think of our community's future success, I cannot help but see FIU at the tip of that spear, creating access to education for everyone who desires it, contributing to our local economy, and helping transform Miami-Dade County. FIU is our university and a beacon of hope to so many. With our support, it will be the best partner we have in building our legacy for this community. With that, I would like to introduce our host today, the 5th president of FIU, and the president and the leader of the Panther Pride, Dr. Mark Rosenberg. Let me give him a warm round of applause. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to FIU. Welcome to your hometown university. We're thrilled to host you here. We're proud to be a part of this county, and we all love this community. Indeed, the state of the county, the state of the community is strong. I want to welcome members of our Board of Trustees here this morning, chaired by Albert Mowry. I want to thank our entire leadership team that's here, our new provost, Ken Furton. We also welcome Dr. Herbert Wertheim, ladies and gentlemen. You may recognize that name. Dr. Wertheim is as the rabbi mentioned, a light of possibility, a visionary, and a driving force in the growth and development of this university. We welcome a community leader and another visionary, Benjamin Leon, to our institution. Thank you. Thank you. And we also want to thank our chair emeritus of our Board of Trustees, someone who you all know, a community leader, Adolfo Enriquez, for being here. I want to thank all the elected officials for your presence, including legislators, mayors, city commissioners, school board members, and others. And in many ways, it's fitting that we are here on the 50th anniversary this year of the charter of FIU. Here's a story, ladies and gentlemen, that most of you probably don't know. It was a Miami-Dade County commissioner who provided the leadership to create this university in 1965. Some of you may remember him. His name was Robert M. Haverfield. He was a distinguished jurist in this community. He was a superb aviator. He was a pioneer. And he served on our Miami-Dade County Commission from 1958 through 1964. That was then 2 terms. On the commission, he was a primary force in creating the parks and recreation system that we all love. And he was an advocate for public higher education. Upon completing his 2nd term, he ran for the Florida Senate. And in the spring of 1965, as a freshman senator, fresh from our commission, he sponsored the bill in the Senate that established FIU. And it was sprung right out of his experience in the Miami-Dade County Commission. So, yes, we are a state asset, but make no mistake, please, we are a proud county asset. We're passionate about this community and all who live here. And as this community has grown and expanded, so have we, as you can plainly see. And indeed, ladies and gentlemen, a world-class community that we strive for deserves a world-class public university. But there are no shortcuts to community prosperity and improvement. Education's a key driver. And since 2009, I'm proud to tell you that we have increased the number of students from Miami-Dade County by 34%. That would be larger than a lot of Midwestern universities today. We're now 54,000, as Commissioner Zapata mentioned. But what he didn't mention is we expect to grow to 65,000 students by 2020, largely by adding eligible Dade County students to this university. That is economic development. Our students are the future of this community. And in the next 10 years, if we all work together, we will graduate another 130,000 students, another 130,000 economic social developers for our community. So we get it. We get it. Last year, to help Miami's hardworking families to obtain the education that they deserve, we dispersed from this university into this community over $300 million of financial aid to the hardworking families of students who attend this university. So we want to keep our doors open for eligible sons and daughters, your sons and daughters and grandsons and granddaughters in this community. And all we ask for is broader shoulders to carry this heavier, precious load. That's all we ask for. And we do appreciate the community mandate that we received in the November election to expand our FIU. The Twitter world blew up last night, ladies and gentlemen, when the President of the United States, speaking right from this university, said that there will be a President Rodriguez in the White House. And we knew then, and we know now, that that person could very well be a graduate or a teacher coming right here from our FIU. Wouldn't that be splendid? Yeah. So we are a county asset, no doubt. We are a county asset, no doubt, and we're so proud to be a part of this experience today and the state of the county. Leadership is key. And our Carlos Gimenez is known for his lifelong commitment to leadership through public service. He was first elected as mayor of Miami-Dade County during a special election in June of 2011, and then re-elected the following August 2012. As the county's top elected official, chief leader, and administrator, our mayor is responsible for the leadership and management of an organization with over 25,000 employees and an annual budget of nearly $6 billion. But honestly, it really goes much further than that, and the mayor knows this, because he is our community's chief steward of hope and opportunity. He is a light of possibility for us. And he brings decades of invaluable public service experience to his position. He pursues clearly defined set of priorities that reflect both his governing philosophy and the incredible challenges of the current economic environment. He championed the largest tax cut in county history during his first year in office. And his priorities remain reducing the burden on taxpayers, shrinking the size of government, while preserving essential safety services and programs for children and seniors. And Mayor Gimenez has also focused on creating a fair regulatory environment that will stimulate job creation, including internships. Thank you very much on behalf of the entire colleges and universities, state colleges here. Expand international trade and attract businesses and industries to diversify our economic base. Prior to his election, as many of you know, he served on the Board of County Commissioners for 7 years, and as Commissioner for District 7, he represented numerous municipalities: Key Biscayne, Coral Gables, City of Miami, South Miami, Village of Pinecrest, as well as many areas of unincorporated Dade County. From May 2000 to 2003, he was a manager of the City of Miami, and he's credited with helping to restore stability and financial security. And prior to his appointment as city manager, our mayor spent 25 years with Miami's Fire Rescue Department, and the last 9 of those years were as chief of fire rescue. During that time, he was credited with modernizing the city's fire department and overseeing the largest reorganization in the department's history. He's a longtime Miami-Dade County resident, ladies and gentlemen. He is married to Lourdes Portela, whom we are blessed to count as a proud FIU Panther. They have 3 children and 5 grandchildren, so please join me in giving a warm county and Panther welcome to our mayor, Carlos Gimenez.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to welcome you to FIU Appreciation Day. Good morning. Buenos dias. Bonjour. Commissioner Zapata, thank you for participating with us today. You are a passionate advocate for your district and the West End. And I learned something new about the West End that I didn't know. So, and I didn't know that you guys were actually went to the same high school. So, all right, very good. And I'm certain that your constituents really appreciate your dedication. Father Somariva and Rabbi Rosenberg, thank you for your beautiful invocations. Dr. Rosenberg, I appreciate that kind introduction. And I also want to express my gratitude to you for leading FIU to new heights. The university is now the 4th largest in the country, with over 54,000 students. Its impact on our community is well known, with approximately 200,000 graduates residing mostly in and around Miami-Dade County. And this past November, voters supported the university's expansion. Let me state here today that the university and the fair have my commitment to working towards a win-win solution for our county. FIU's growth is truly remarkable. What's also remarkable is that there was such a buzz around campus about the state of the county yesterday, so much so that the president actually came here. But he blamed his schedulers for mixing up the date. So congratulations, Mr. President. Thank you again, Dr. Rosenberg and FIU. We appreciate Sandra Peebles from Univision serving as our MC this morning. Thank you, Sandra. To the FIU School of Music students who performed for us prior to beginning today, they were great. Let's give them a round of applause. Also want to thank student Monique Galvao for singing our national anthem. That was really beautiful. Thank you. And most importantly, I want to thank the students from Carlos J. Finley Elementary School who led us in the Pledge of Allegiance. That was very dear to my wife's heart. She was the founding principal of that school, and so for her, that was a special moment. With us this morning is Chairman Jean Monestein. He made Miami-Dade County history by becoming the first Haitian American to be elected by his colleagues to lead our 13-member board of county commissioners in unanimous fashion. Congratulations. I look forward to working with you for the next 2 years. I also look forward to working with our new Vice Chairman, Stephen Bovo. Thank you, Stephen. Members of our Board of County Commissioners, welcome, and thank you for your service to Miami-Dade County and for setting positive examples for the next generation of leaders in our community, some of which are probably already here with us in the audience today. I also want to thank and recognize former Chairwoman Rebecca Sosa for the work that she did leading the board over the past 2 years. She did an incredible job. Thank you. Property appraiser Pedro Garcia and County Attorney Bob Cuevas are also with us here today. Thank you for all that you do in service to our residents. Also present to share this occasion are mayors and city leaders from many of Miami-Dade's 34 municipalities. Thank you for attending today, and also thank you for your service. Welcome also to School Board Chairwoman Perla Tavares-Hampman, and also members of the Miami-Dade County School Board, as well as members of our Consular Corps who are serving in our community. Finally, actually should have been first, to my wife Lourdes. Our 3 children, we really don't care about them. We really care about our 5 grandchildren, right? Sorry, son. I mean, you know, you're number 2 now. What can I tell you? as it is what it is, and my parents who could not make it today, and also the rest of my family that are here with us today. I really thank you for being here. You're the reason I ran for mayor, and I love you all. Thank you very much. Quiero agradecer a Dr. Mark Rosenberg por permitirnos traerles el estado del condado en este hermoso auditorio y por su liderazgo en convertir a FIU en la cuarta universidad más grande del país. Quiero darle la bienvenida al nuevo presidente de nuestra Junta de Comisionados, el honorable Gimenez, que han hecho historia al ser el primer haitiano-americano al presidir nuestra comisión condal. Bienvenido también al vicepresidente Esteban Bobo y a todos nuestros comisionados presentes. También con nosotros se encuentran varios alcaldes y otros servidores públicos, incluyendo a los miembros de la Junta Escolar y también los cónsules. A mi familia, a mi esposa Lourdes, mis hijos, mis nietos y mis padres, le doy las gracias. Los quiero mucho. Ladies and gentlemen, Miami-Dade County has turned the corner. The state of our county is strong. Better days are ahead because we came together in the most difficult of circumstances. As the effects of the recession began to be felt, Miami-Dade County government had to make difficult decisions, which resulted in employee concessions, scaling back on services to our residents, and putting many projects on hold. But because of the Miami-Dade County family, we worked together. Because we sacrificed at a critical time in our history, most employee benefits that have been suspended have been restored. Let me say this about Miami-Dade County's 25,000 employees. Your sacrifices have not gone unnoticed. Some of you are here today, while many of you are watching this via live stream from other locations. You all endured through historically challenging economic times and continued to put service to others above yourselves. I couldn't be prouder to lead such a dedicated workforce that provides essential services for our 2.6 million residents. I say this not just as your mayor, but also as a lifelong public servant. Thank you for all that you do. Let's please give Miami-Dade County employees a well-deserved round of applause. Over the past year, my administration worked with our labor partners and others to close a budget gap of more than $200 million. Although many throughout Miami-Dade County government contributed to this effort, I want to recognize the work of our budget director, Jennifer Glazier Moon, for her efforts throughout this process. You really are incredible. Miami-Dade County averted hundreds of layoffs, but rather than accepting the worst-case scenario, we worked together to reduce expenses and free up resources to close the gap. Led by Deputy Mayor Ed Marquez, my administration also offered a redesigned healthcare plan that will continue to provide excellent coverage for our employees while saving millions in costs to both our employees and the county. To date, 5 of our 10 bargaining units have agreed to the new healthcare plan. That is also projected to save approximately $26 million this fiscal year. If our negotiations with the remaining 5 bargaining units are to be successful, the savings could rise to a projected $50 million a year. In the end, Miami-Dade County preserved essential services, averted hundreds of layoffs, and even expanded library hours. We also made significant investments that will benefit future generations of county residents. And we did this while maintaining tax rates low. While some advocated for substantially raising taxes to solve our fiscal challenges, I believe then and continue to believe now that Miami-Dade County should only enact a tax increase if it is absolutely necessary. In my view, the county could operate more efficiently without sacrificing essential services. And you know what? That's just what we did. Since I was first elected mayor in 2011 and we reduced taxes, we have saved taxpayers of Miami-Dade County about $750 million. That's $750 million. And I'm confident that a tax increase in the next fiscal year will not be necessary. In fact, assuming the same level of service delivery, Miami-Dade County is on track to have a balanced budget over the next 5 years without raising overall tax rates. And that's what turning the corner looks like. Miami-Dade County also leads Florida in job creation. Over the past 4 years, our businesses have created approximately 117,000 jobs. The unemployment rate, when I first became mayor, was hovering around 12%. Today, it stands at 6.7%. Many of our residents are rejoining the workforce, and more businesses are hiring and investing here again. In December, I joined the Beacon Council President, CEO Larry Williams, to recognize the 39 businesses that either expanded or relocated to Miami-Dade County in 2014. That activity contributed over 2,000 jobs and more than $536 million in new capital investments. I want to thank our partners at the Beacon Council for working to expand business opportunities for all here in Miami-Dade County. Today, it's also an opportunity to announce that 14.6 million visitors stayed overnight in Miami-Dade County in 2014. That's a new record. Those visitors spent another record $23.5 billion while they were here, and most importantly, tourism supported over 130,000 jobs in our county. We all know that Miami-Dade is a desirable place to live, to work, to play, and to visit. But Bill Talbert, the president and CEO of the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, along with his team, helped us to continue to shatter records through their work marketing our community throughout the world. Like the Beacon Council, the GMCVB is a Miami-Dade County partner. Visitors are not coming to Miami-Dade because of our beaches alone. They are visiting Little Havana, Overtown, and other multicultural neighborhoods, as well as the Everglades, and yes, having the obligatory cafecito. And it couldn't be done without our partners at the GMCVB promoting our county around the world. Because of what they do, the world is coming to Miami-Dade. Thank you, Bill, and the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau for all that you do. Incredibly, of the nearly 15 million people that visited Miami-Dade County last year, 96% arrived through Miami International Airport. That's 96%. It's no wonder that MIA continues to be our top economic engine. Last year, approximately $33.7 billion in business revenue and close to 41 million passengers came through MIA. It was the 5th consecutive record-breaking year. Our airport also set an all-time record for cargo in 2014 with 2.2 million tons of goods moved, including all those Valentine roses that you guys got your wives or significant others. They came through MIA. In fact, MIA ranks as America's #1 airport for international freight, something that our community can take great pride in. MIA also added its 100th carrier in 2014. Again, no other airport in the United States can make that claim. And with the addition of Qatar Airways service last June, MIA is now the only airport in Florida to offer direct service to the Middle East. As impressive as those statistics are, we must also recognize that MIA supports over 300,000 jobs, either directly or indirectly. Our airport director, Emilio Gonzalez, and the entire aviation department team are doing a tremendous job of driving and managing its growth. I want to thank them for their efforts. Great things are also happening at Port Miami. Our port had a $27 billion economic impact on our local economy, and over 200,000 jobs were either directly or indirectly supported by it. Just think about it. 200,000 jobs, 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 200,0 These two agencies that are managed by Miami-Dade County either support directly or indirectly 500,000 jobs here in Miami-Dade County. That's incredible. The cruise capital of the world broke another world record by welcoming approximately 4.8 million multi-day passengers in 2014. Additionally, last summer, the Port Miami Tunnel opened. It is now alleviating traffic by removing approximately 14,000 vehicles from downtown roadways every day. The project was a successful public-private partnership and will serve as a model for future infrastructure development around the county. Also, the Deep Dredge project at Port Miami is expected to wrap up this summer. Once completed, our port will be the only one of 4 U.S. Atlantic ports to be big ship ready and able to berth deep draft megaships capable of accessing the expanded Panama Canal, which is expected to be completed sometime in 2016. All of this is possible because of the commitment of Director Juan Curila and his team at Port Miami. I look forward to working with Directors Gonzalez and Curila, as well as Commissioner Jose Pepe Diaz, the Chairman of Trade and Tourism Committee, over the next year. Thank you for your service. De los 15 millones de visitantes que recibió Miami-Dade el año pasado, el 96% de esos visitantes llegaron a través del Aeropuerto Internacional de Miami. Es por eso que MIA es nuestro principal motor económico. MIA genera más de 300,000 empleos en nuestra comunidad. Y el año pasado el aeropuerto recibió casi 41 millones de pasajeros. De otra parte, el puerto de Miami tuvo un impacto económico de 27,000 millones de dólares y creó más de 200,000 empleos en el 2014. También el túnel abrió el verano pasado y ya unos 14,000 vehículos lo están utilizando todos los días. Quiero agradecer a los directores de ambos puertos, Emilio González y Juan Curila, por su esfuerzo y su dedicación. While our economic growth is wonderful to report, I was elected to serve as mayor of all Miami-Dade County, all roughly 2,400 square miles of it. Every neighborhood matters to me because, as I like to say, we are all Miamians. Todos somos miamenses. Ne tous sont Miami. I hope I said that right, Mr. Chairman. Ne tous sont Miami. That's right, we're all Miamians, okay? Indeed, unemployment and crime in Liberty City and Overtown and other neighborhoods shouldn't only concern those area residents. It should also be worsened for Miamians in Kendall and Miami Beach. Of families struggling to make ends meet in Florida City and Oranje should be concerning for residents in Miami Lakes and Doral and Coral Gables as well, because we are all Miamians. That is why my administration is governed with a countywide perspective. Liberty City is a historic neighborhood in our county's largest municipality, the city of Miami. The unemployment rate there is above 20%. Criminal activity continues to be high, high, and is exacerbated due to the lack of job opportunities. In the fall of last year, our administration took action and introduced the Employ Miami-Dade initiative to provide training and job opportunities for residents in neighborhoods with high unemployment under the leadership of Deputy Mayor Russell Benford. Employ Miami-Dade is leveraging state and federal resources to recruit, to train, and place program participants within our workforce. I am fully committed to this initiative's success, which is why I contributed $42,000 from my own office budget toward Employ Miami-Dade as we were preparing to launch. The initiative is using federal, state, and private sector dollars to fund activities and provide stipends to program participants while they are in training. I want to recognize the Associated Builders and Contractors of Miami-Dade for its strong commitment to Employ Miami-Dade's success. ABC has contributed $30,000 to the initiative, while One United Bank presented the county with a $10,000 check at the December launch. Our administration wants to ensure that Miami-Dade County residents are the first in line for the job opportunities that are here now or are coming soon. And this is why Employ Miami-Dade is so important to the future of our county, and it's one of my top priorities for the next 2 years. I believe the best way out of poverty is through a good job. We have the resources to offer training opportunities for our residents, and the private sector is looking to hire a local workforce instead of importing labor from other parts of the state or even the country. Our workforce should look like our community. So let's continue to work together to provide residents who want to work the training they need to secure employment. It is a win-win for our residents, our community, our businesses, and frankly, it's the right thing to do. Today, approximately 500 residents have enrolled in the first training classes, and many have already secured employment. Although our initial focus is on the construction industry, soon Employ Miami-Dade will begin offering training for careers in the hospitality industry as well. Employ Miami-Dade would not have been possible without the good work of Rick Beasley and CareerSource South Florida, Leroy Jones and the Neighbors and Neighbors Association, and Peter Daiga of Associated Builders and Contractors, and of course, we should recognize Commissioner Audrey Edmondson and School Board Member Dr. Dorothy Bendras-Mendengal for supporting Employ Miami-Dade in their districts. Thank you all. Chairman Monestein, I'm confident that the work of the Economic Prosperity Committee, which is chaired by Commissioner Javier Suarez, will complement the Employ Miami-Dade initiative. Together, we can address the disparities in our county, and we will. A pesar de los avances que hemos logrado en el condado, existen algunas áreas que no han podido disfrutar el crecimiento económico. Por esa razón, en diciembre lanzamos nuestra iniciativa Employ Miami-Dade como un esfuerzo colectivo entre líderes de nuestra comunidad y mi administración para ayudar a residentes interesados en trabajar en la industria de la construcción. Esta será una de mis prioridades en los próximos 2 años porque considero que la mejor manera de salir de la pobreza es a través de un buen empleo. Miami-Dade is not the only initiative that our administration has launched to address critical needs in neighborhoods in need. I've also proposed the redevelopment of the historic Liberty Square public housing community in Liberty City. If we secure the support of the Board of County Commissioners, we will direct $74 million in county funds to rebuild the Lincoln Gardens public housing development and redevelop and revitalize Liberty Square. $32 million of that total would come from the voter-approved general obligation bond. We're also confident that this initial county investment will attract hundreds of millions more in private investment. Liberty Square was originally built in the late 1930s. Today, it is home to some 2,000 residents who unfortunately have endured unwelcome criminal activity and high unemployment. Current residents will stay in their homes until a new community is constructed in Lincoln Gardens and Brownsville. Residents, all residents that are eligible will be able to return to the new Liberty Square upon its completion sometime in 2019. Liberty Square Rising, as we have named this effort, is another top priority for my administration, and is being led by our new Director of Public Housing and Community Development, Mr. Michael Liu. Michael brings decades of experience with these types of redevelopments, having served as the Assistant Secretary of the Department of Housing and Urban Development in Washington, D.C. I am confident that Michael and his team are up to the task. This project is a commitment of our administration. It should be a commitment, our collective commitment, of entire Miami-Dade County government. The county has learned from other well-intentioned efforts that predate my administration, and we will not be repeating the same mistakes. You know, some have asked me, why now? My response has been, why not now? And if not now, when? Public officials are elected to do big things and address problems. Ladies and gentlemen, here in Miami-Dade County, we are going to do big things. Liberty City Rising will be a big thing that we do because our residents in Liberty City deserve it, and the surrounding neighborhoods and it's good for the surrounding neighborhoods and for all of Miami-Dade County, and frankly, it's the right thing to do. Even with all the positive news that we have shared today, turning the corner doesn't mean Miami-Dade County lacks significant needs. Our county has a population larger than 15 U.S. states. And as I mentioned before, 14.5 million visitors visit us in 2014, while we welcome new residents and visitors. This growth strains our existing infrastructure. Part of our challenge for building and repairing infrastructure is that we are at ground zero for sea level rise. As Commissioner Sosa and members of the Miami-Dade County Sea Level Task Force can tell you, we must consider sea level rise projections for all future infrastructure projects, and we will. My administration will continue to work with our county commissioners, professional public administrators, and residents to prepare our county to deal with sea level rise. The scarcity of federal funding for larger scale projects presents another challenge. As my Deputy Mayor and Director of Public Works, Alina Hudak, likes to remind me, the Public Works Department has approximately $1.2 billion in infrastructure needs today. That total does not include the federally mandated modernization of our water and sewer system. The Water and Sewer Capital Improvement Project will be the largest in Miami-Dade County history and will cost an estimated $13.5 billion over the next 15 to 20 years. I have great confidence in the department's new director, Lester Sola, who will oversee this work that is so critical to our county's future. While there is indeed much work to be done to enhance our infrastructure, including our roads and bridges, your county government has worked diligently over the past year. In 2014, we completed the Rickenbacker West Bridge Bear Cut rehabilitation that will extend the life of the bridges and improve vehicular, pedestrian, and bicycle safety. This project was completed over a 2-year period, and I want to recognize the professionals in our Public Works Department for their dedication. The county also converted the Rickenbacker and Venetian causeways to electronic toll collection, which is already alleviating traffic congestion and reducing our costs. And speaking of tolls, I am well aware that Miami-Dade Expressway Authority has begun collecting fares for the use of highways that were once mostly toll-free. While I don't have oversight of MDX, nor do I appoint members to their board, I do want to assure that the fares collected are allocated correctly to the benefit of this community. That is why my administration has hosted and will continue to host meetings between the MDX and concerned citizens so that we can assure that there is communication between all parties and that the toll money is absolutely necessary and that it is spent in the best way possible. Part of the growing pains we are experiencing as a community is the increasing traffic on our congested highways. The time we spend in our vehicles commuting to and from work is time we are not spending with our families, and frankly, it's wasted time. That's why my administration is taking a multi-pronged approach to addressing traffic in our county. Our transit department is working to add rapid bus transit corridors to improve east-west connectivity so that residents of our heavily populated western suburbs can have another option to get from their offices and back to their homes. I think that's something that Commissioner Zapata will appreciate. In addition, the department is placing 35 new diesel-electric hybrid buses into service by next year. New Metro Rail cars are also scheduled to be put in service by next year. They will replace our 30-year-old fleet. I also want to make it clear that I oppose instituting a 25-cent fare to our Metro Mover system downtown. This service has been fare-free since 2002. It was a promise from the People's Transportation Plan, and it's one that we should keep. Aunque hemos superado pruebas difíciles y nos alegra saber que el futuro es próspero, actualmente el condado afronta un déficit de más de $1,000 millones en infraestructura. Estamos trabajando para mejorar las obras de nuestros departamentos de aguas y alcantarillados y nuestras vías públicas. También nos hemos reunido con MDX y miembros de la comunidad con respecto a los nuevos peajes. Queremos asegurarnos que existe comunicación entre ambas partes y que el dinero que se está utilizando correctamente. Además, nuestro Departamento de Transporte está trabajando para agregar nuevos autobuses en su flotilla. Con relación al Metromover, quiero aclarar que me opongo a cualquier tarifa que se quiera imponer a los residentes y visitantes de Miami-Dade. Es una promesa que tenemos que cumplir. And speaking of promises, one that my administration has made is to study the development of a key piece of infrastructure that will enhance the quality of life for our residents and be located right under the existing Metro Rail. The Underline will connect communities throughout Miami-Dade County, improve pedestrian and bicycle safety, create hundreds of acres of green space, create a mobility corridor that integrates all modes of transit, and will generate significant economic impact. The Underline is the only urban trail directly linked to transit and is the heart of a broader vision for a connected biking system for all of Miami-Dade County. Senior Advisor Michael Spring, Jack Cardis, and his team in the Department of Parks and Recreation and Open Spaces deserves recognition for their hard work, as does Meg Daly, a citizen who is passionately advocating for this project. Thank you for your dedication to the Underline. I'm also very happy to announce that I will be participating in the U.S. Department of Transportation Mayor's Challenge for Safer People, Safer Streets. The goal of this national working group is to improve safety for both bicyclists and residents of all ages. Like Miami-Dade County, our green spaces, our museums, theaters, and art centers continue to grow. They offer great entertainment opportunities for families and give our community the competitive edge for attracting businesses, visitors, and a 21st century workforce. Last fall, our Animal Services Department broke ground on a new shelter in Doral. The site is roughly 5 acres and is currently being renovated. And I thank Director Alex Munoz, his department, and all others involved to help make this shelter a reality. Alex's team also deserves recognition for their work to raise the save rate for dogs and cats in our community. It's now up to almost 82%, the second highest save rate in Florida. Let's give them a hand. We've come a long way, but we will not be satisfied until we are a no-kill county. There are 2 other major infrastructure projects that are underway today, and both will change how our residents commute between Miami-Dade County and the rest of the region and the state. All Aboard Florida is a privately funded passenger rail service. It will connect Miami-Dade County residents and passengers with Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, and Orlando. The Miami Central Station will be built next to County Hall, and it's to include approximately 3 million square feet of transit-oriented development. Part of this project includes connecting the existing Tri-Rail system to downtown Miami. Our administration is working to help fund the construction of a Tri-Rail platform that will eventually lead to commuter rail service along the Northeast Corridor that will connect West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and downtown Miami. This platform will immediately connect downtown with the North Central Miami-Dade, which includes Miami Gardens, Opa-locka, Hialeah, North Miami Beach, and other areas. Commissioner Barbara Jordan has advocated for improved transit options throughout this corridor of our county. My administration is working together with her and our entire commission to address her concerns. Connecting downtown to Miami Beach is also an important goal, and that is why my administration continues to work with leaders in the cities of Miami and Miami Beach to identify ways to fund the construction of Baylink, a public transit connection from the mainland to the beach. But even with all these investments to improve our transit and transportation system, Miami-Dade County needs additional mobility options. Last year, at my urging, the County Commission approved new rules to make our taxi cabs more customer-friendly. I thank Commissioners Dennis Moss and Bruno Barreto for their work on that initiative. And while I welcome those improvements, I continue to believe that Miami-Dade County needs more mobility options, especially ones that incorporate the use of technology to connect with users. Vice Chairman Bobo, I believe, will be presenting the Commission with a proposal to permit the operation of app-based mobility companies in Miami-Dade County. That proposal will include responsible regulation that will protect consumers but also introduce these options as alternatives to traditional methods of transportation. Folks, we're not going to be putting that genie back in the bottle. App-based mobility options, Uber, Lyft, they're here to stay. And it is incumbent upon us to regulate them so our residents and visitors can legally take advantage of them throughout the county. It is a priority for me as a mayor, and I'm optimistic that commissioners will approve the legislation sometime later this year. I look forward to working with the new chairman of the Transit and Mobility Services Committee, Esteban Bovo, and Vice Chairman Moss on this important legislation later this year. While working to close our budget gap last year, my administration collaborated with Miami Beach Mayor Philip Levine, city commissioners, and city manager Jimmy Morales to extend a community redevelopment agency and redirect funds towards the renovation of the Miami Beach Convention Center. This collaborative effort resulted in saving Miami-Dade County approximately $18 million this year, which was redirected back into our general fund, specifically to preserve positions in our police department. But it was also the right thing to do for both the county and the city. Miami-Dade needs a first-rate convention center that will not only create more jobs, but will also attract world-class conventions and events in the future. Working together, we have taken a big step towards that, and I want to thank the City of Miami Beach leaders for working with Miami-Dade County on this effort. You know, I may be 61 years old. I'm 61 years old? Holy mackerel. Okay. Is that right? Somebody wrote this. Okay. It is right. Okay, I am 61. You know, but I consider myself to be a tech mayor. Yes, young people, your parents and your grandparents use smartphones, they text, they email, and they actually even participate in local social media. That's pretty scary, huh? I've witnessed what technology can do to improve our lives and the services that government provides. That is why my administration has been focused on enhancing the county's government's technological capabilities so that we can better serve our residents and businesses. Part of our work has focused on simplifying the permitting process. By 2016, Miami-Dade County will have one centralized computer system handling all the elements of the permitting process, from beginning to end. It will benefit our residents, it will benefit our business owners and those interested in starting businesses. My administration's goal is to offer to all 34 municipalities in our county the opportunity to opt in to this system because their residents and their businesses are our residents and our businesses. I appreciate the hard work of Deputy Mayor Jack Osterholt and his team in the Regulatory and Economic Resources Department, as well as that of Angel Patisco and the Information Technology Department. And technology is what contributed to a smooth election process this past November. Our administration authorized the purchase of new equipment that helped Supervisor of Elections Penelope Townsley and her dedicated team in our elections department to ensure that our voters could cast their ballots quickly and with confidence. The second annual eMerge Americas Conference, which is expecting over 10,000 participants, will be taking place at the Miami Beach Convention Center from May 1st through the 5th. eMerge has also announced a partnership with NBC Universal. I want to thank Manny Medina and his team at eMerge for ensuring that eMerge is taking place in Miami-Dade County once again. I believe that this is yet another sign that Miami-Dade County is quickly becoming a hub for technology and innovation. I view technology as being so important to the future of Miami-Dade that I personally flew to San Francisco last fall to meet with Jennifer Palka, the founder and executive director of Code for America. Code for America is a national nonprofit organization that builds open source technology dedicated to making government services simpler, more effective, and easier to use for its citizens. Miami-Dade County is the first government in Florida to be awarded a fellowship from Code for America. The one-year program brings 3 technology specialists here to Miami-Dade to work with county staff to build apps and foster new approaches to problem solving throughout County Hall. This could not have been done without the work of our Community Information and Outreach Department, especially one employee, Michael Sorasti, who passionately advocated to bring Code for America to Miami-Dade County. Our Code for America fellows, are they in the audience? Could you please stand up? We look forward to seeing the results of your work. I'm sure it's going to be great, and I'm sure it's going to be cool, okay? We also should recognize Matt Hagman and the Knight Foundation, the Miami Foundation, the Downtown Development Authority, the Tech Foundation for the Americas for their support of Miami-Dade County, and Code for America. Thank you all. You know, it's really amazing what technology can do. Earlier this week, and if you read the newspaper today, Miami-Dade County introduced a new traffic app, which is the first of many that we will be unveiling in the near future. Technology is also key to the future of the Miami-Dade Police Department. Over 2 years ago, well before events in other parts of the country sparked a fierce debate, I asked our Miami-Dade Police Director, J.D. Patterson, to study the potential use of body cameras on our police officers. Where they have been tested, the use of body cameras has resulted in a decrease in the use of force. But just as importantly, it has resulted in a significant reduction in complaints against our police officers. I also believe cameras are critical to raising the level of trust between police departments and residents. In fact, several departments, large and small, throughout the country are investing in camera technology for their officers. In other words, body cameras are a 21st century technology that I believe will be a standard part of the officers' uniforms in the near future. I'm pleased that the Board of County Commissioners included in the budget the purchase of 500 cameras for Miami-Dade police officers this fiscal year. Soon our officers should be equipped with this technology. But I want to make it clear that although I am an advocate for the use of body cameras like leaders across the country, I am aware that we must work together to address legitimate concerns on privacy both locally and in Tallahassee. I look forward to working with public safety advocates like Commissioner Sally Heyman, a law enforcement professional herself, on this and other important concerns. Nuestra misión debe seguir siendo proteger los intereses de nuestros residentes sobre todas las cosas. Comisionados y empleados, ahora es el momento de trabajar juntos, poniendo nuestro servicio público ante de todos. While Miami-Dade County has indeed turned the corner, we are still very much a community in transition. We are experiencing growing pains. We have needs that must be addressed. Despite it all, I've never been more optimistic about our future. And I believe that there are public servants in Miami-Dade County who share in that optimism. What else, other than a commitment to improving quality of life in our county, could have driven Daniela Levine Cava to seek public office? I know that from our conversations, Commissioner, that it is because you care about our neighbors and our neighborhoods, and you also care about the future that we will leave for our children. I believe a love of this community and the potential we have is why Senator Javier Soto continues to serve his district decades after already having served in the Florida legislature. And what makes us a great community, what makes us a metropolitan area that others look to, is that we're also very accepting of one another. That's why I was proud to stand with commissioners who voted to protect our transgender residents in December of last year and welcome the court's rulings that finally gave adults the right to marry whomever they choose. We are a better community today because of people like my parents and my in-laws who years ago left everything behind in Cuba to come to this wonderful country, and others from throughout the hemisphere, from countries like Venezuela and Haiti. They settled here in Miami-Dade County. They were welcomed and they were supported. Our county and our country gave them the opportunity to start lives here and raise their families in our community and become Miamians. We must realize that we must continue to put the people's interests first. That is our mission as public servants. That is how my administration is governing, putting the people's concerns above all else. And we always have to put service above self. Thank you all. May God bless you. May God bless Miami-Dade County. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. What a blessing to live in a free society. I would like to now call Miami-Dade Police Department Director J.D. Patterson to deliver the benediction.
Very briefly, one wise person wrote a long time ago that life is God's gift to us, and what we do with our lives is our gift to God. Being a part of this dynamic community, this community is God's gift to us. What we do with it is our gift to God. Please join me. Let us bow and pray. Lord, we come before you and we thank you for all that's been done. We thank you for how you've used Mayor Gimenez and this County Board of Commissioners and all of us as citizens and residents and employees to do your will to make this a great place to live and a great place to work and a great place to visit, a great place to have family and a great place to be educated. And now, oh Lord, we ask that as we go from this place, we never ever go from your presence. We ask, oh Lord, that you keep us, that you cause your face to smile upon us and be gracious unto us, that you lift your countenance upon us and give us peace. For it is always in your name that we pray and ask it all. Amen.
Thank you, Director Patterson. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this day. We want you to share your thoughts on social media using hashtag SOTC Miami-Dade. Do it so we can see what your impressions are. Thank you for having me, and you can count on seeing me in Miami-Dade County because I'm going to be staying in this town in the 305. God bless you all.